Sit down. I mean it. Put the phone down for a moment. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Breathe deep and slow. This isn't the kind of word you receive while pacing through rooms or scrolling through noise. My child, be still. I have something to say, and I'm not whispering today. I arranged this moment. If this found you between errands, at the edge of your bed, in your car, in the break room with your heart pounding, I arranged it. I stepped in because you were about to step back into a conversation that would drain you dry again. You were about to spend the next hour explaining, defending, rehearsing the same lines you've used 100 times, trying to convince someone who has already decided who you are. And I love you too much to let you keep bleeding by your own words. I see you. I see the unsent drafts, the voice notes you record and delete, the long messages you scroll through at night, wondering which version will finally make them understand your heart. I see the ache of being mislabeled. Too much, too quiet, too intense, too distant. I see the weight of being misread and treated like a suspect in your own life, as if every good thing you do is a cover for some hidden wrong. You are tired of carrying stacks of proof just to be allowed to be yourself. And still, part of you is afraid that if you go quiet, the silence will be used as evidence against you. If I don't answer, won't it look like I'm guilty? If I don't explain, won't they think they were right? I hear those thoughts before you say them out loud. Listen to me carefully. I am not asking you to be passive. I am commanding you to be protected. This is not surrender to confusion. This is sovereignty over your spirit. What you have been calling keeping the peace has been handing your peace away. What you have been naming clarifying has been feeding a fire that never intended to be satisfied. I am teaching you a holy stillness. Silence, when I authorize it, is not weakness. It is a shield. It is armor. It is a boundary that keeps predators from feasting on your clarity. You have been walking into debates like a courtroom you were never meant to enter, pleading a case in front of a jury that already made up its mind before you opened your mouth. And each time you rehearse your innocence, you step a little further away from the rest I have for you. Enough. My child, hear me. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every accusation requires a defense. Not every opponent is after truth. Some are after reaction. Some are fishing for fragments of your peace to twist into proof. Don't give them what they came for. I interrupted you because this is the week you were about to prove yourself again to a voice that doesn't hear you. You were about to pick up the phone to say, "Let me explain," to someone who has already decided to misunderstand you. You were about to reply to the comment, step into the meeting, revisit the argument, and spend your breath to buy back a reputation I intend to guard myself. Sit. Be still. Let me be your covering. I know you're bracing, already tightening your shoulders, already asking, but what will it cost me if I don't respond? What if they tell others I'm cold, proud, hiding? Hear me. I am not taking your voice. I am restoring your authority. I am not telling you to disappear. I am calling you to discern. There is a difference between the silence of fear and the silence of obedience. Fear pulls away to avoid pain. Obedience stands still to avoid traps. I am teaching you the second kind. When I tell you to hold your peace, it is not abandonment. It is architecture. I am building a life in you that is not easily toppled by opinions, and you cannot pour new concrete on top of old cracked concrete made of constant explanations. This moment is a summons. Heaven has an appointment with you. You did not click this by accident. The timing is surgical. I stepped into your day to set a new protocol around your heart. Before this message ends, you will understand who you're really dealing with when that provoking voice shows up, why this pattern keeps circling back to your doorstep, and what obedience in silence will unlock for you. We will name it, we will break it, and I will hand you language for a new boundary you can carry into rooms I am sending you to. But first, breathe. Release your shoulders again. You do not have to manage everybody's perception to fulfill my purpose. You do not have to edit your soul to keep counterfeit peace. When you chase every rumor, you become its employee. When you answer every poke, you become their puppet. That is not your name. You are my chosen one, set apart not to be endlessly available to misunderstanding, but to be available to me. Your presence belongs to purpose, not to provocation. They will say, explain yourself. They will say, where were you? They will say, if you're really changed, prove it. Listen to me. Those demands are bait. Don't bite. Don't enter the ring they built to see you swing at shadows. I did not call you to shadowbox accusations. I called you to walk in light. And light does not argue with darkness. It shines, it exposes, it makes foolish what pretended to be wise. Let me do the exposing, let me do the defending. Let your quiet be your yes to my protection. I see the part of you that wants to be understood so badly it feels like a burning in your chest. I honor your desire for truth. I made you with that hunger, but I will not let the wound underneath it drive your decisions any longer. We will tend to that pain. We will heal the place that keeps volunteering you for debates you don't owe. Today, we start with a seat, with a breath, with a surrendered mouth, with a promise. I am going to teach you how to keep your peace like a shield, how to lay down arguments without laying down your dignity, how to let me speak louder by choosing to speak less when I say so. Stay with me to the end. Do not rush past this. Do not go back to the thread. Do not reopen the chat. This is holy ground right here in your ordinary room. You are not late. You are not losing. You are not weak. You are being summoned into a stronger way. Sit down, chosen one. I have you, and I am not finished speaking. Listen to me. I am going to name the snare so you can stop stepping in it. Here is the cycle you've been trapped in. They provoke, you explain. They twist, you clarify. They accuse, you defend. They pretend to be confused. You overteach your own heart until your throat is sore. And every round ends in the same place. Your peace is the price you pay for the illusion of being understood. My child, that is not understanding. That is taxation. That is a toll booth built on your need to be seen, and you've been handing your serenity as the ticket. I want you to hear me without flinching. Not everyone who questions you is after truth. Some are after access to your emotions so they can push them like buttons, access to your time so they can make your day orbit their storm, access to your focus so they can sit in the center of your mind and drain it, access to your reaction because your reaction makes them feel powerful. They don't want clarity, they want control. And when you keep responding to prove your innocence, you give them the very keys they came to steal. You've felt it. The text with the vague, "we need to talk." The comment whipping up suspicion while pretending to be curious. The coworker who keeps just asking questions but never accepts an answer. Notice the pattern. The more you share, the more angles appear. The more evidence you provide, the more the goalpost slides. They are not feeding on truth. They are feeding on your attention. They are building their case with your words, and you are doing the labor for them. Hear this like a bell in your spirit. Every time you over-explain to the wrong person, you turn your peace into evidence for their accusations. I can feel what rises in you even as I say it, but if I don't answer, they'll think I'm guilty. If I don't respond right now, I'll lose control of the narrative. Breathe, my child. Those sentences are fear in religious clothing. They promise safety if you just hurry and perform. But fear is a poor counselor. It would rather keep you drained and dancing than let you be still and defended. You do not have to secure your reputation in rooms I did not assign you to enter. You are not sovereign over narratives. I am sovereign over truth. Your obedience will do more for your name than your explanations ever could. This is what most miss. Your accuser's appetite isn't satisfied by information, it's stirred by it. The more you talk, the more they harvest. They collect your phrases like exhibits and read them back to you, hollowed out of context. They bait you with "just be honest," then treat your honesty like clay they can reshape into proof of what they decided before you opened your mouth. This is why your spirit has felt bruised after conversations that were supposedly about understanding. You sense the extraction. You sense the way your peace leaves with them. You sense that no amount of transparency is enough, because it was never about enough. It was about access. And listen to me with tenderness now. I know why you were so willing to pay that toll. Somewhere under all of it is a wound that still aches when someone misnames you. Somewhere there is a younger version of you who learned that silence equals guilt and explanation equals safety. So you became skillful, fast with your words, ready to clarify before the misunderstanding even fully formed. You thought you were stewarding truth. Often you were protecting a bruise. I do not condemn you. I am not shaming you. I am lifting you out of a pattern that has cost you too much. We will tend that bruise. But first, I need you to drop the burden of proving a purity I already see. So hear my verdict on this courtroom you keep entering. You were never called to sit under those fluorescent lights and plead your heart to a jury of shifting faces. I am not demanding that you win arguments. I am removing you from a court you were never assigned to. The gavel that matters does not slam in group chats and comment threads. It resides in my hand. And when I tell you, do not answer, it is not abandonment of truth. It is alignment with me as your defender. I do not lose cases. Let me be clear and practical, because clarity is kindness. When an accuser keeps moving the goalpost, stop moving with it. When a conversation multiplies confusion instead of reducing it, it is no longer a conversation. It is a trap. When a person uses your words against you, stop giving them new words to twist. When your chest tightens and your thoughts race before you type, that is your inner altar warning you. This is not holy ground. Step back. Put the phone down. Breathe. Wait for my cue. But what if my silence becomes their proof? They whisper, and I answer you straight. Their proof was never proof. It was projection. They will name your quiet guilt, your boundary pride, your discernment coldness. Let them. The labels they try to stick to you will fall off in time, because they do not match the skin I gave you. I build lives slowly but surely. I vindicate in ways you cannot engineer. I order conversations you did not schedule. I put truth in the mouths of unlikely witnesses. I cause what was hidden to surface without you having to dig your own grave with your tongue. This is the invisible trap. It looks like care, but it is consumption. It looks like responsibility, but it is slavery. It looks like peacemaking, but it is appeasement. And every loop through it costs you hours you needed for purpose, attention you needed for my presence, energy you needed for healing. You cannot afford this anymore. You will not fund your accusers with your focus. You will not tithe your peace to their confusion, not in this season. So let me teach you a new internal protocol even before we speak about boundaries out loud. When provocation arrives, do not sprint to the front lines of defense. Come to me first. Ask, is this voice seeking truth or access? If it is access, the answer is no. No explanation, no clarifying follow-ups, no trying again in a different tone. Your no will feel like silence to them, but in the spirit it is a shield. Your quiet will feel like lost ground to your flesh at first, but in heaven it is a stand. This is the pivot you are making. From reaction to obedience, from courtroom to sanctuary, from argument to assignment. And as you do, watch how the snare loses its grip. The more you talk to an accuser, the more you supply them with material to weaponize. The less you feed their appetite, the more their strategy collapses. Starve the trap. Starve it of your words. Starve it of your sighs. Starve it of your late-night rehearsals of what you should have said. Feed your peace instead. Feed it with stillness, with prayer, with the reminder that I see, I know, I judge righteously, and I am not late. My child, I am not silencing you. I am unchaining you. I am not taking your right to be heard. I am taking away their right to misuse your voice. You will not be a vending machine for validation tokens pressed by anyone who shakes you. You are my chosen one. Your breath is precious. Your focus is holy. Your words are assignments, not bait. Let me lead when to speak and when to be still. This is how your peace stops being their evidence and becomes your shield. Listen to me carefully now. Tilt your ear. Slow your breath. This next part is how you stop handing your peace to people who never came for truth. Not every voice deserves an answer. Not every why is an invitation to wisdom. Sometimes it is a hook with bait on it. They will dress the hook like concern. They will shine it like accountability. But a hook is a hook even when it's polished. I am teaching you discernment so you can stop getting reeled in. Hear the phrases for what they are. Why are you acting holy? Who do you think you are? Explain yourself. If you were really humble, you'd respond. So you changed? Prove it. I'm just asking questions. If you didn't do anything wrong, why are you quiet? You owe us an answer. My child, these are not always questions. Many times they are summonses to perform, baited lines thrown into your waters to see if they can hook your reaction and parade you on the deck for sport. Do not take the bait. You are not their catch. You belong to me. How do you know when to answer and when to be still? Let me place a plumb line inside you. There is a holy difference between correction and accusation. Correction is my gift. It arrives to restore. It may be firm, it may sting, but it points to a path. It says, this is the way, walk in it. It kneels beside you, not over you. It tells you what to turn from and what to turn toward, and it lifts your chin toward hope. Even when correction cuts, it cuts to heal. You leave the exchange with clarity and an actionable step. Repent here, repair there, come back to me. Accusation is a counterfeit. It does not come to heal, it comes to harness. It does not lead to a path, it builds a maze. Its tone is devouring, even when its words are soft. It multiplies shame, not conviction. It demands immediate performance but never accepts any offering. It keeps moving the goalpost so you will keep dancing. It isolates you in public, gathers spectators, and calls it accountability. It takes your words and turns them into nails for a cross. It designed for your dignity. You leave the exchange confused, heavy, and smaller inside. That is not me. So here is a fruit test you can carry like a lamp in your chest. After conversations with them, what remains? Do you feel clarity or confusion, conviction or condemnation, peace that calls you higher, or heaviness that leaves you scrambling to please an appetite that didn't get full last time? Do you sense my presence drawing you to prayer, humility, and repair? Or do you sense a thick fog that makes you forget who you are and who I am? Fruit does not lie. If the fruit is confusion, manipulation, and panic, the tree it grew from did not come from me. And if it did not come from me, it does not deserve your explanation. Listen to me. Some questions are not questions. They are nets. Nets are made to entangle, not enlighten. Nets aim to wrap your words around your feet until you trip over your own honesty. You will recognize a net by its urgency without purpose, its demand for spectacle, its refusal to be satisfied by simple truth, its hunger to drag you into public scenes you did not consent to. A net will tell you, If you don't answer now, we will assume the worst. My child, anyone who uses assumption as a weapon was never after truth. Step back from the net. Do not kick. Do not thrash. Stillness breaks more nets than struggle does. I know you want language you can lean on, so let me be blunt. Stop responding from panic. When your chest is tight and your thumbs are fast, and your mind is drafting replies at the speed of fear, I am not the author of those sentences. Fear writes long paragraphs that never satisfy. Obedience writes slim, holy lines, and sometimes writes nothing at all. Your first instruction in this new season: respond only from obedience. If I do not give you words, do not borrow them from panic. If I give you silence, wear it like armor, not like a muzzle. But what if it's correction and I ignore it? You ask me with trembling. Listen, I am not asking you to ignore correction. I am training you to recognize it. My correction comes with my heart. It does not strip you of sonship or daughterhood. It does not make you perform for belonging. It calls you by your real name, while it calls you higher. Even when I send a person to deliver it, you will sense my fingerprints: humility, patience, a willingness to help repair what they addressed, room for you to breathe and process. If they cannot stand with you in rebuilding, they were never sent to tear down in love. Accusation, on the other hand, rushes. It corners. It throws words like always and never and everyone thinks. It requires access without relationship and visibility without safety. It cares more about winning a narrative than winning your heart. It wants proof, not fruit. And when you give proof, it asks for more. When you give more, it turns into less. When you grow quiet to listen to me, it calls your listening running. You see the pattern now? That voice does not get your explanation because it did not come to steward it. Let me mark this in your spirit. Not every open door is an assignment. Some are traps disguised as opportunities to clear your name. Not every "we need to talk" is a shepherd's staff. Some are leashes. Not every "I'm just being real" is honesty. Some are hammers. Your discernment will protect your destiny more than your eloquence ever could. Ask me, is this voice restoring or controlling? Is this urgency holy or manipulative? Is this conversation producing the fruit of clarity or the fog of confusion? If confusion rises like a tide, step out of the water. Do not wade further in to prove you can swim. I am going to make this practical in your body so you cannot be tricked by tone. When a message arrives and you feel your stomach drop, pause. When a call comes and your thoughts scatter, pause. When a comment demands you to answer right now, pause. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Say out loud, I do not respond from panic, I respond from obedience. Then ask me for the cue. Sometimes the cue will be one sentence of truth given quietly and cleanly. Sometimes the cue will be silence. And hear me, silence, when I authorize it, is not evasion. It is intercession. It leaves room for me to speak to what your words cannot reach. And this is where the enemy loses leverage over you, when he cannot make you perform on command. They can bang on the door of your attention. They can call your quiet guilt. They can dress manipulation in the clothes of concern. It will not move you because you will know the difference. You will feel the weight of my hand on your shoulder saying, not this one, not this thread, not this stage. You will also feel me open your mouth at the right time to the right person with the right tone for the right purpose. Restoration, not theater. My child, I did not set you on this path so you would be endlessly available to accusation. I set you on this path so you would be endlessly available to me. Let that shape your replies. If the voice is trying to pull you into confusion, it has disqualified itself from receiving your explanation. If the question is a hook, do not be the fish. If the fruit is fog, do not keep walking. Stand still, breathe, wait for my nod. And when I say, be quiet, do not interpret it as abandonment. Interpret it as protection. Your peace is not a prop for other people's plays. It is a sanctuary where I speak and where I, not panic, get the last word. Listen to me and lift your eyes to the pattern. I am not asking you to invent a new way. I am calling you back to the way my son walked. Watch him. He did not argue with every accuser. He did not perform for every crowd. He did not let the urgency of other people's demands become his assignment. He moved with purpose. There were moments when hostile leaders pressed him with traps disguised as questions. They weren't seeking truth, they were setting snares. He didn't waste breath trying to untie knots they had no intention of loosening. He answered with a word that closed the snare, or he turned and walked away. There were times when a ruler craved a spectacle, expecting him to dance and display, and he stood in deliberate quiet. And when political powers postured, baiting him into self-defense, he offered measured words that served the Father's plan, and then he held his peace. My child, that was not avoidance, that was alignment. He would not let a counterfeit urgency rewrite a holy timeline. And pay attention to this. There were other moments when he spoke with fire and compassion. He healed with a word. He taught crowds until they were fed in their bellies and in their souls. He answered the humble. He restored the broken. He confronted hypocrisy when it served the mercy of truth. He released words to lift the lowly and to pierce the proud when piercing would free the captive. He spoke when speech advanced the Father's will, and he withheld speech when silence protected the mission's timing and purity. That is discernment. That is mastery over reaction. Do you see it? Purpose over performance. Assignment over appetite. He knew the difference between a person coming for healing and a person coming for theater. He knew when to remain in a village and when to depart. He knew when to send a word and when to send people away. Even when crowds tried to crown him ahead of schedule or push him off a cliff in rage, he did not beg for acceptance, and he did not justify himself to win back their approval. He passed through. He moved on. He kept step with the Father. I know why this hits your chest the way it does. You have been trying to prove your heart to people committed to misunderstanding it. You have walked into rooms you were never assigned to just to lay your soul on the table and say, "Here, see, I'm honest," hoping honesty would melt hostility. But hostility does not melt under performance. It feeds on it. My child, look again at Jesus. He didn't convince scorners by multiplying explanations. He overcame by staying married to his mandate. He was not cold. He was clear. He was not proud. He was purposeful. He was not avoiding. He was obeying. When he finished a miracle, there were moments he told the witness to stay quiet for a time. Why? So the story would not be twisted into a spectacle before the foundation of understanding had been laid. When evil spirits tried to shout his identity at the wrong hour, he shut their mouths. Why? Because truth shouted from the wrong mouth at the wrong time becomes a tool for confusion, not revelation. This is wisdom. Even truth must be stewarded by timing, by source, by purpose. If my son guarded his words, you are not less holy for guarding yours. Hear me now with tenderness and weight. Silence is not smaller than speech when I authorize it. Silence is not surrender to accusation. It is surrender to assignment. It is the choice to protect what I'm building in you until I say, now. It is the discipline to refuse a duel you did not consent to fight. It is the courage to let me write vindication into the story at the right page, instead of scribbling a defense in the margins of someone else's book about you. But Father, what if they never see my heart? You ask me with eyes wet. Listen, they were not given your heart to steward. I was. And those who are meant to walk with you will read what I reveal in my time, not what you rush to present in your panic. Purpose matters more than proving yourself. When you stop performing, heaven performs. When you step out of the ring they built, I step into the narrative in ways you could never script. So here is how you walk like Jesus. Steady, unprovoked, unshaken. You measure your words by assignment, not by anxiety. You ask before you answer, does this serve the Father's will or the crowd's appetite? Is this moment for restoration or for spectacle? Am I being led by peace or dragged by panic? If it serves restoration and I give you a sentence, speak it cleanly and leave it there. Do not chase their next demand. If it serves nothing holy, hold your peace. Walk past the bait. Move through the hostile hallway without stopping to decorate it with explanations. Remember how my son knelt when stones were in hands and a trap was set in public? He lowered himself to the dust and wrote with his finger while accusation thundered. He did not scramble to prove his compassion or his righteousness on their terms. He slowed the moment, answered with wisdom that diffused the trap and protected the vulnerable. This is your pattern. You are not required to fuel the mob with your breath. You are called to rescue the assignment with your restraint. And when earthly powers questioned him in a court they controlled, he guarded his words and let the weight of heaven move events toward redemption. Your story may never mirror that scene, but the principle holds. You do not owe full access to anyone who uses your words to stage your crucifixion. You owe obedience to me, and in obedience, I will take care of outcomes you cannot reach. My child, come into this steadiness. Let me train your gait. You will feel provocations pass by like wind, and you will not bend. You will feel demands rattle the door, and you will not open it unless I turn the handle. You will know when to answer with a clean sentence that points to life, and you will know when to let silence speak while I work in hidden places. This is not you shrinking. This is you reigning over your mouth, over your moments, over your mission. Lift your chin, breathe. You are not falling behind by leaving debates unanswered. You are moving with purpose. You are walking the narrow road. My son walked before you, words that heal, silence that shields, steps that follow me rather than crowds that follow storms. And as you choose purpose over proving, I will vindicate you in ways that make it clear. Heaven, not accusation, authored your path. Sit down and steady yourself. Chosen one. Listen to me with both ears and all your heart. Here is the revelation you have been circling without naming. Silence is not surrender. Silence is sovereignty over your spirit. It is not losing ground. It is refusing to be dragged off the path I set for you. It is not weakness. It is wisdom choosing its battles. It is the strong hand that keeps the wheels straight while crosswinds try to jerk you into a ditch. When I tell you to be quiet, I am not taking your voice. I am restoring your authority. Hear the twist and let it settle deep. You do not forfeit victory when you refuse a fight I did not assign. You secure it. Your words are not supposed to be deployed as panicked soldiers. Your words are assignments, and assignments are not thrown to dogs or cast to storms to prove they exist. Sovereignty sounds like this inside you. I will not be ruled by triggers. I will not be pulled by every tug. I will not perform on demand. I will move by my Father's cue. That's not shrinking, that's reigning. And listen to the reframe so you don't misinterpret my hand. I am not muting you, I am shielding you from spiritual leakage. You've been a reservoir with a hairline crack. Every debate, drip by drip, has siphoned away focus, faith, and emotional strength you needed for your actual calling. You've left conversations feeling faint because you bled peace trying to fix perceptions. No more hemorrhaging, no more open windows during a storm that soaks the whole house. I am closing the windows that let your warmth escape. I am sealing the cracks so what I pour into you stays in you. That is not control, that is care. Let me train your inner posture. Emotional regulation is not only wellness, it is worship. It is how you say with your nervous system, "You, not panic, are my Lord." You do not have to answer while triggered. You do not have to deliver a response with your jaw clenched and your heart sprinting. When the message lands and your stomach drops, pause. When the phone rings and your thoughts scatter, pause. When you feel the surge to type paragraphs to make the heat go away, pause. Breathe with me. Put a hand on your chest. Say this out loud. I do not respond from panic, I respond from obedience. Then wait. Even one slow breath can move you from the edge of a cliff back onto solid ground with me. I am giving you a holy delay, and you will learn to love it. Not everything requires an immediate answer. In my kingdom, timing is a weapon in the hands of wisdom. Think like a gardener who knows that pulling unripe fruit ruins the harvest. Think like a blacksmith who cools steel between strikes so the blade holds its edge. Think like a builder who lets the concrete cure before adding weight. Remember, you cannot pour new concrete on old, cracked concrete and expect it to hold. So why would you pour your precious words onto unstable ground rushed by another person's clock? Delay is not dodge. Delay is discernment shaping destiny. Here is a simple holy protocol for your next provocation. First, breathe. Second, name what is happening inside. I feel fear, I feel anger, I feel exposed. Naming it disarms it. Third, ask me, is this my assignment? If I nod, I will give you words, clean, few, restorative. If I do not nod, hold your peace. Fourth, if words are given, stop when the assignment ends. Do not chase their next demand. Do not decorate truth with nervous explanations. Speak the sentence and be done. And if I give you silence, wear it like armor, not like a muzzle. Your stillness in that moment is not empty. It is full of me. You think silence leaves the stage to your critics? Watch me invert it. When you stop feeding the fire with your breath, the fire exposes what it truly is. Flames that once roared because your wind fueled them will flicker and show their source. Accusations start contradicting themselves when they have no fresh material to twist. Manipulation looks like manipulation when it cannot hide behind your defensive paragraphs. Spectators begin to see the difference between hunger for truth and appetite for drama. Smoke clears, you didn't have to blow away. I will make the trap obvious. I will let impatience unravel impatience. I will let confusion argue with itself until it collapses. Your quiet is not passive, it is strategic. It is me taking center stage where you once labored behind a lectern of self-defense. Let me draw a boundary line inside your identity so your insides match this new way. Your sovereignty over your spirit sounds like this: lips under my spirit, heart under heaven, schedule under assignment. That is rule, not retreat. I am not diminishing your voice, I am deepening it. A shallow stream makes much noise and moves little. A deep river moves nations with quiet strength. Your authority increases when your mouth stops serving panic and starts serving purpose. The fewer words you waste, the heavier the words you speak will land. People who once toyed with your reactions will find there is no cheap access left. Your yes will have weight. Your no will have respect. That dignity returns when you stop auditioning and choose to be commissioned. I know what aches under this. I know you flinch because somewhere a younger you was punished by silence and praised for over-explaining. I know you learned that if you could just talk fast and long enough, maybe the room wouldn't turn on you. I am healing that child even now. I am placing my hand on that panic and saying, peace, be still, not as a slogan, but as surgery. You will not be driven anymore by fear of being misnamed. You will be led by the one who already called you by your real name. This new restraint is not repression, it is restoration. The shaking you feel right now is not abandonment, it is architecture. I am laying new foundations for your speech and your silence. Let me be blunt and bless you with clarity. Silence is not. Giving up, letting lies win, pretending, people-pleasing in quiet form. Silence is selecting battles by heaven's calendar, withdrawing from theaters and returning to altars, securing your peace so your purpose can breathe, reigning over impulses that once reigned over you. Not surrender, sovereignty, not retreat, reposition, not a muzzle, a mantle. Do you feel the exchange? That's authority returning. Picture it with me. The courtroom of public opinion dims. The jury of shifting faces fades. The fluorescent lights cut off. The door opens to a sanctuary where I am both judge and father. The air is different here. You are not on trial. You are in training. You wait until I say, speak, and your single sentence accomplishes more than your sleepless essays ever did. You wait until I say, be still, and I move witnesses, timings, and alignments you could not reach with your own hands. There is a battle I reserve for myself, and your stillness is your way of stepping back from the edge and letting me wage it. So breathe now. Drop your shoulders. Say it with me. My silence is not surrender. My silence is sovereignty over my spirit. I choose holy delay. I speak only by assignment. And watch. Watch your nervous system remember how to be a sanctuary. Watch cravings for quick replies loosen their grip. Watch relationships resort themselves as your reactions starve the traps. Watch your words gain a new gravity. And above all, watch me vindicate you without you having to spend your future proving your past. I am not diminishing your voice. I am restoring your authority. Stay close. Stay quiet when I say quiet. And when I say speak, your words will carry the weight of a life that refused to be owned by panic and chose instead to be ruled by peace. Lean in, my child. Listen to me with the same stillness I have been teaching you to love. This next unveiling will save you years. They are not merely after your words, they are after your reaction. They poke until you snap, then they point and say, see, that's who you really are. They press a bruise and then take a picture when you flinch. They circle your tenderness like vultures and call your pain proof. Hear me. The trap is not just the accusation. The trap is the record of your reaction. Let me expose the spiritual psychology beneath it. The enemy loves receipts. He loves a screenshot of your anger. He loves a clip of your breakdown. He loves a record of your desperation. He will provoke paragraphs at 2 a.m. and then cut one sentence out of context for a spectacle at 2 p.m. He doesn't need the whole truth. He just needs enough of your unguarded reflex to paste into his narrative. He is not creative. He is a collector. He collects moments of your unregulated heat and curates them into a museum of evidence to parade before people who were never called to be your judges. He is not after reconciliation. He is after leverage, and leverage is bought with your reaction. Do you see the cycle now? A whisper becomes a word becomes a demand, the demand becomes a scene, the scene becomes a file. They say, answer me now, and when you answer from panic, they say, there it is. They accuse you of being unstable, then they push until your hands shake. They accuse you of being proud, then they corner you until self-defense sounds like arrogance. They accuse you of being unloving, then they badger your boundaries until fatigue steals your gentleness. My child, hear the mercy in my bluntness. You are not failing because you feel. You are failing the trap when you refuse to feed it. So I am breaking this pattern not by changing their appetite, but by removing their supply. Your reaction has been the supply line. Starve it. When a fire has no oxygen, it dies. When a fisherman runs out of bait, he reels in empty hooks. When performers step onto a stage and find no audience, the show ends. This is what I am doing in you. Sealing the places where panic used to leak out, training your tongue to rest until I send it, teaching your face and your fingers and your feet not to testify against your own peace. This is not you becoming indifferent. This is you becoming wise. Let me give you language that is firm without being loud, clean without being cold. Boundaries do not need speeches. Truth does not require volume to have weight. I am placing simple sentences in your mouth that carry authority without theater. No, that doesn't work for me. I won't be discussing this. I will respond after I have prayed. This conversation is not safe for me right now. If you need an immediate answer, it will have to be no. These are not walls of contempt. They are doors of stewardship. Say them once. Say them steadily. Then stop. You do not need to follow a clean boundary with a nervous essay. Leave the sentence standing like a pillar and let it hold up your peace. And when the pushback comes, and it will, because manipulation starves loudest just before it dies, do not let their hunger become your hurry. Expect the escalation without granting it authority. They will say, "Your silence proves you're guilty." No, your silence proves you are governed. They will shout, "If you had nothing to hide, you would answer." No, you have nothing to prove, and you answer to me. They will gather spectators and call it justice. No, justice does not require an audience. It requires a judge, and I am that judge. Here is what happens in the invisible when you stop answering on command. The battle moves out of the alley of emotion and into the light of my courtroom. Deception loses the cover of your fluster. Confusion loses the mask it borrowed from your over-talking. The wind that once blew smoke into everyone's eyes stills, and the shape of the thing becomes obvious. People start to notice patterns that were hidden by your constant explanations. Timelines become clear. Inconsistencies surface. Motives reveal themselves. And I, who see the end from the beginning, step forward to weigh what words cannot. Your stillness becomes your subpoena to heaven. Do not misread your restraint as inactivity. Your silence is not passive. It is a chosen fast. You are fasting from the need to be understood on demand. You are fasting from donating ammunition to your own accusation. You are fasting from building altars to other people's opinions. This fast breaks yokes, because when you refuse to give what the trap needs to function, the trap must stand on its own, and it cannot. Lies rot faster without fresh air. Snares rust when they are not maintained by your frantic tugging. The enemy will try to taunt you out of this fast with familiar lines. Smile gently. Keep your peace. Walk on. I know the ache underneath. I know you fear they will call your quiet proof you never cared. I know a hungry part of you wants to perform mercy on command, so they cannot nail you with uncaring. But mercy by coercion is not mercy. It is manipulation in a choir robe. The mercy I am forming in you moves by assignment, not by accusation. And the love I pour through you will have more power when it is not constantly diluted by the need to manage every perception. Trust me with your name. I wrote it. Let me guard it. Here is a holy picture you can carry with you. Imagine that same courtroom of public opinion you keep entering to defend yourself. Imagine the lights dim. Imagine the door closing. Imagine you stepping out into my sanctuary. Your case file is in my hands. You are not the defendant anymore. You are a witness. When I ask you to speak, your words will serve truth, not rumor. When I ask you to be quiet, your quiet will serve justice. And when the verdict comes, it will not be the crowd's applause. It will be my vindication. So breathe. Unclench your jaw. Let the urge to type paragraphs pass through you like a wave that doesn't find a shore. Say it with me. I will not provide the proof panic demands. I will not give my reactions as offerings to accusation. I will be firm without being loud. I will set boundaries without speeches. I will let silence when God authorizes it. Starve the trap. And as you live this, watch. Watch how quickly the scenery changes when you stop handing over what they needed to keep the drama alive. Watch how the battle steps into the light where I judge rightly. Watch how your life, once tethered to arguments, begins to move again. Light, deliberate, unprovoked. My child, they wanted your reaction because your reaction was their proof. I am taking that proof off their table. Your silence, in my timing, is your shield. Your obedience is your strategy. And the moment you stop answering on their terms, you force the conflict onto mine, and I do not lose cases. Sit down and hear me with full attention, chosen one. The courtroom you keep entering is not yours. That is why you feel dizzy when you leave it. In that room, the accuser plays prosecutor and judge. The rules change mid-hearing. Evidence is accepted when it hurts you and dismissed when it helps you. You walk in to tell the truth, but the truth is not their goal. Your exhaustion is. They subpoena your peace with a notification. They set the calendar with their crises. They spin the gavel with their gossip. That is not justice, that is theater. Stop auditioning for a fair trial in a room designed for spectacle. Listen to me. Step out of their court, come into mine. In my court, I am not only the judge, I am your defender. I weigh motives as easily as words. I see what men do in hallways and inboxes and whispered corners. I do not need screenshots to know the story. I read the heart like an open book, and I bring what is hidden into light at the right hour. I do not rush, and I do not delay, and I do not lose cases. I know what tightens your chest right now. But Father, if I don't show up and argue, won't they win the narrative? Won't silence make me guilty in their eyes? Hear me with tenderness and power. Let them misrepresent you. Watch what I do with it. I can turn slander into scaffolding for your elevation. I can take a false headline and make it a setup for truth to thunder. I can let impatience write its own confession. I can allow lies to run just far enough that when I pull the curtain, the tangle is undeniable. What is meant to bury you becomes the ground I build on. That is not abandonment, that is architecture. Here is the holy transfer you must make. Today, not later. Your job is obedience. My job is defense. Your job is to guard your heart, keep your hands clean, tell the truth when I authorize it, and refuse the bait when I don't. My job is to vindicate, to arbitrate, to expose, to restore timing and honor. When you over-explain, you slide into my seat and try to practice a justice you are not strong enough to hold. You become your own counsel, your own witness, your own judge, and it breaks you because you were never built to carry all three. Step back. Hand me the file. Hand me your fear. Hand me your need to be understood every hour. I will not drop it. Do you remember how I stand up for my people? I fight for those who belong to me. I lift the humble and scatter the proud at their own counsel. I take up the cause of the one whose voice is small and make it sound like thunder when the time is right. I repay what is stolen. I repay the years. I bring to light what is done in secret, and I reward what is kept faithful in the quiet place. The battle is mine to win. Your posture is to stand, to be still when I say still, to move when I say move. Not a single tear you cried in silence has been misplaced. Not a single unfair word has been missed. My scales are not broken. Let me be blunt because your freedom requires clarity. Every time you answer to that false court, you sign your peace over to people who were never meant to steward it. Every time you type another paragraph to manage perceptions, you file a motion that gives accusation fresh oxygen. Every time you gather allies to set the record straight, you build a bigger theater for the play you say you hate. Withdraw your feet, cancel your attendance, decline the summons. When they demand immediate answers, your dignified no is a verdict. I will respond after I have prayed. I will not be discussing this. This environment is not safe for truth. Speak at once, clean and calm. Then let me stand up. But it's not fair, you whisper, because you have lived a lifetime of being asked to defend your right to exist in rooms that did not believe you. I know, I was there. I saw you as a child trying to explain what adults didn't want to hear. I saw you in friendships where the loudest voice rewrote the facts and you swallowed your protests to keep the peace. I saw you in corridors of power where charm outran character and you were called difficult for telling the truth. That ache to be understood is not rebellion, it is a wound. And I am placing my hand on it now. Breathe, let me father that place. You are not crazy, you are not too much. You are not invisible to me. You do not have to litigate your worth in courts built by control. I am reparenting your nervous system in my presence. In my court, you are not required to speak until I invite you. In my court, silence is not contempt, it is confidence in your advocate. In my court, there is no gotcha, no trap question, no performance grade. There is truth, timing, and mercy. I will coach your words when the moment is right. I will anoint a single sentence to carry more weight than 1,000 frantic explanations. And I will orchestrate witnesses you could never call, alignments you could never arrange, moments you could never produce. You are not responsible for outcomes. You are responsible for obedience. So here is your protocol when accusation knocks. Pause, breathe, bring it to me. Ask, is this my court or yours? If it is yours, meaning a relationship I have given you to tend, then speak truth in love with the words I hand you. If it is the courtroom of public opinion or the theater of manipulation, withdraw. Do not forward receipts to gain sympathy. Do not subtweet your pain into the crowd. Do not craft clever statements to win by wit. Those are backdoors into the same room. Choose the front door into my sanctuary instead. Kneel. Let me remind you of your name. Let me wash the sting. Let me work the case. And here a promise you can bank your breath on. I will not allow a lie to write the final chapter of your story. I may let it run for a page to reveal hearts, but I will not let it hold the pen at the end. I will return honor in ways that do not require you to stain your hands. I will prepare a table where I once allowed you to be mocked, and I will seat you without you having to elbow anyone to make room. Your record in heaven is clean where you have repented and stayed true. Your future is not at the mercy of rumor. Lift your chin. Release the gavel you stole from my hand. Step out of the defendant's box you were never meant to live in. Stop entering the courtroom of public opinion. I am your defender, and I do not lose cases. Stay close to me. Let them talk while I work. Let them misread you while I rename you. Let their noise rise and fall while your feet learn the rhythm of peace. When I am finished, the only verdict that will matter will be the one I deliver, and it will sound like freedom. Sit down with me, my child. Breathe slow. This next part is delicate and holy. I am putting my hand on the wound under your words, the place that starts sprinting inside you the moment someone misreads you. You think the problem is only the noise outside. But listen, your need to explain is often a wound asking for comfort, and I am here to comfort it. I see where it began. I was there. I watched the child version of you manage rooms bigger than your body with sentences longer than your years. You learned that if you could explain fast enough, maybe the storm in the house wouldn't break over your head. You learned that silence got punished, that a quiet no could cost you safety, but a clever paragraph might buy you a few minutes of peace. I saw you in classrooms where a teacher praised you for being so articulate, but really you were performing to be believed. I saw you in friendships where your feelings were dismissed until you unpacked them in exhausting detail, and only then were you allowed to stay. I saw you in corridors where power loved your Polish but never held your heart, so you polished more, hoping someone would finally protect what they kept borrowing. Hear the truth. That wasn't immaturity alone. That was survival. Your explanations became a shelter you built out of words because the adults didn't provide one with their actions. You found out that if you made yourself clear, maybe you wouldn't be punished. If you apologized thoroughly, maybe they wouldn't leave. If you filled the air with careful context, maybe they wouldn't fill it with verdicts. And the nervous system in you learned a rule it still follows: perform safety with words or be abandoned without them. Let me name the ache so I can unname its power. Deep inside you is a sentence that sounds like this: if I don't explain, I'll be abandoned. I know how convincing that feels. I know how your chest tightens when a message comes in hot, and your fingers twitch toward the keyboard because your body believes, my place in this world is secured by how well I can clear myself. Hear me clearly. This is not abandonment. This is deliverance from people-pleasing. I am not leaving you to the wolves. I am leading you out of the crowd that only listens when you dance. I am not here to shame your coping skill. I am here to heal the place it once protected, so you no longer need it to live. I am reparenting your nervous system with my presence. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your breath. Whisper with me. I do not have to earn safety with words anymore. Again, I am loved before I am understood. I am held even when I am misread. Let the tears come if they need to. Tears are not weakness. They are water finding the new riverbed I am carving inside you. I do not despise your history. I am redeeming it. Listen still. The enemy exploited those early lessons and built a reflex. Whenever threat appears, flood the room with explanation. But survival reflex is not the same as spiritual discernment, not punishment, refinement, not rejection, realignment. I am retraining your inner alarms so they finally distinguish between a relationship worth tending and a stage demanding a performance. Some people deserve your clarity, manipulators do not. Some contexts need your courage. Chaos does not. This isn't about becoming silent in love. It's about refusing to let panic become your pastor. So here is your holy inner work, simple enough to carry into the next conversation, the next notification, the next memory that still stings. When the urge to explain surges, pause. Breathe once, twice, 3 times. Then ask me out loud, am I trying to clarify or trying to earn safety? If you are clarifying, peace will be available with it. The sentence I give you will be clean, short, and steady. If you are trying to earn safety, you will feel frantic. You will start stacking proofs. You will write to prevent abandonment rather than to present truth. When you notice that panic, do not condemn yourself. Bless the part of you that is afraid. Say, I see you. You kept me safe once, but this is not your job anymore. Then come sit with me. Let the message sit unread a little longer. Let the phone ring into voicemail. Let the reflex pass like a wave that does not find a shore in you. I will meet you in that pause. I will pour comfort into the exact ache that used to run to explanation for shelter. I will teach you how to let misunderstanding exist without it controlling you. Read that line again with your spirit. You will learn to let misunderstanding exist. Misunderstanding feels like an emergency to the child who used to be punished for being quiet. But in my kingdom, it is not an emergency. It is an invitation to trust me with your name and to choose obedience over theater. You are not their emergency room. You are my sanctuary. Let me heal a lie that has been gnawing at your edges. If they get it wrong, I am ruined. No. If they get it wrong, I will get it right in time. Another lie. If I do not answer now, I'll lose them. My child, anyone you must constantly audition for is not a safe audience for your soul. I am not cutting you off from love. I am cutting you off from the need to perform to be loved. That is not abandonment, that is deliverance. You will find that the relationships I have authored can handle your holy delay, your boundaries, your pauses. The ones I did not author will accuse your peace of being pride. Let them. Your silence will show you the difference. You ask, but how do I live this when the pressure is high? Practice with me now in small rooms so you can stand in bigger ones. When you feel that itch to over-explain, try a single clean sentence and stop. Thank you for the feedback. I'll pray and respond later. Or, I don't have the capacity for this conversation right now. Or, that is not accurate, but I won't be debating it here. Then step away. Expect the pushback. Hear the old alarm, try to scream. They'll leave. Fix it. And let me hold you through the wave. You are going to discover something profoundly freeing. The wave crests and falls. The urge softens. Your heart learns that it can survive being misread without running after every voice with buckets of water. The ocean will not swallow you. I am in the boat. Let me draw a picture to anchor this in you. There has been a button on your chest labeled "Prove It." For years, people have pressed it and watched you perform. Long texts, long calls, long explanations that left you empty. Today, I am removing that button. In its place, I am installing a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer only reacts to whatever heat is in the room. A thermostat sets the temperature. This is sovereignty over your spirit. You are no longer hostage to the heat of accusation. You set the climate of your responses by my spirit. Fewer words, cleaner boundaries, obedience over explanation. And when memories rise, old betrayals where your honesty was twisted, seasons where your silence cost you something, bring them to me. Do not narrate them endlessly to yourself, hoping the story will stop hurting. Sit with me. I will walk you back into those rooms and stand where no one stood for you. I will say what no one said to you then. I believe you. I'm proud of your honesty. You never should have had to explain to be loved. I will unhook the association your nervous system built between quiet and punishment. I will stitch a new association. Quiet and safety, quiet and wisdom, quiet and me. This is not repression. This is repair. You will still speak. Do not fear losing your voice. I love your voice. I made it. I am not dimming it. I am tuning it. Some of the most powerful things you will say in the days ahead will be short and spirit-weighted. People will feel the difference. They will hear depth where there used to be hurry. They will sense steadiness where there used to be pleading. Your words will no longer scramble to earn safety. They will steward truth. That shift will heal not just you, but also those who listen. Because a free voice frees rooms. Take another breath. Let your shoulders drop. Say with me, I am loved before I am understood. I can survive being misread. I do not earn safety with explanations. I receive safety from God. Feel how the panic loosens. That loosening is me. I am sealing the crack where your peace used to leak. I am lifting the old compulsion off your back. I am teaching you to let misunderstanding pass by like a train you no longer chase. Those who need to hear you will hear you. Those who can only use you will find there is no lever left. My child, your need to explain was a wound asking for comfort. I am comforting it now. I am putting salve on that raw place. You will not be driven by the fear of abandonment. You will be led by the assurance of my presence. I am not abandoning you in the quiet. I am delivering you from the crowd. Stay with me in this healing. Watch as I rewire your reflexes. Watch as peace becomes your new first language. And when I hand you your next boundary, your next word, your next holy silence, you will move without panic. You will move like someone kept, not cornered. You will move like someone who finally knows, I am safe, I am seen, I am held. Whether or not I am understood in this moment, Sit with me and listen carefully, chosen one. Your next level requires a new language, fewer words, cleaner boundaries, and obedience over explanation. I am placing a protocol in your hands, not a suggestion, a summons. This is how you will protect the healing I just began. This is how you will stop feeding traps and start walking in authority. Let my voice be the rhythm under each step. First, pause. Do not answer on impact. The first obedient act is slowness. When the message pings, when the tone sharpens, when the room tilts toward urgency, freeze your fingers and still your face. Breathe once, twice, 3 times. Slowness is not weakness, it is sovereignty. Delay is not defiance, it is discernment. If a voice requires your immediate reaction to prove your love, it is not a safe voice to govern your choices. Panic tries to be your pastor. Silence it by pausing. Second, pray. Whisper my name. Invite me to stand between you and the demand. Say simply, Father, govern my mouth, weigh my motives, hand me your words or your quiet. I answer prayers like this quickly because they are prayers for wisdom and stewardship. Do not perform this prayer, mean it. Let your pulse settle in the knowledge that I am near and that the outcome is mine to hold. You are not alone in the next sentence. You will not be punished for pausing to pray. In my kingdom, this is honor. Third, ask for assignment. Do not assume. Ask me plainly, what is my assignment here? Some moments require clarity, others require covering, some require courage, others require quiet. I will speak in the nudge, the check, the settled peace that either opens your mouth or closes it. If peace doesn't arrive with the words you're tempted to send, those are not your words. If anxiety is the only engine moving your fingers, that is not your assignment. Your job is not to fix perception. Your job is to follow instruction. Fourth, choose either silence or a short sentence. Hear me. Obedience at this step is your shield. If I authorize silence, hold it without apology. If I authorize speech, keep it clean and brief. Your new sentences are doors, not essays. Try them on your tongue and stop after they land. I won't discuss this. That's not accurate. I'm not available for this conversation. May God bless you. Then stop. Do not add a paragraph to cushion their feelings. Do not append a long rationale so they will like your boundary. The more you explain, the more you leak peace. Plant the sentence like a post in the ground and let it carry the weight. I will put authority on it because it came from me. Fifth, disengage without guilt. End the call. Put the phone down. Close the chat. Walk out of the room. Do not lurk in the doorway of the conversation to monitor their reaction. Do not check back to see if they are pleased with your boundary. Withdraw your soul from the outcome. Release these words to me. I entrust my name to you. I release their verdict. Guilt will try to sprint after you, dressed like compassion. But compassion without assignment becomes compromise. You are not abandoning love. You are obeying love's protocols. Listen to me now as I untangle a confusion the enemy uses against you. Silence is not secrecy. Secrecy hides wrongdoing in darkness. Silence, when I authorize it, protects what is holy from trampling. Secrecy is about avoiding the light. Silence is about choosing the right light. You do not owe public access to your private heart. You can keep your conscience clean without keeping your diary open. You can be honest without being exposed. The fact that you have nothing to hide does not mean you must hand your pearls to those who only know how to stomp. This is not punishment. This is protection, not abandonment, architecture. Here are your discernment checkpoints, so you don't wander back into old patterns. If they bait you, repeat your boundary once. Calm, short, no new explanations. I've stated my decision. If they escalate, raise volume, multiply accusations, gather an audience, exit, not in anger, in governance. This conversation is no longer safe for truth. I'm ending it now. Then leave. If they change the subject to keep you hooked, do not follow. We can revisit this after I've prayed, or nothing at all if I signal quiet. The point is not to win. The point is to stop building a stage for drama you do not wish to attend. In digital spaces, stewardship is as spiritual as in-person speech. Seen does not equal owed. A notification is not a subpoena. You are allowed to mute, restrict, block, archive, and delete as acts of peacekeeping. That is not cruelty. That is curation of your garden. The serpent got into a garden once. You are not required to host him for conversation. When you withdraw from unclean debates, you are not shrinking, you are centering. The theater cannot continue without an audience. Remove your chair. Let me coach your body while I govern your words. When you feel your jaw lock and your shoulders rise, take that as a signal. You are being tempted to perform. Stop, breathe. Put your hand on your chest and whisper, "I am loved before I am understood." That is not a mantra, that is a mantle. Wear it. Let it weigh down the urge to over-explain until that urge cannot lift its own head. Then follow the protocol. Pause, pray, ask, choose, disengage. I know you worry, but won't people call this unloving, cold, proud? Some will. Let them misinterpret. Time will tell the truth I am authoring. The ones I have given you will adapt to your new governance because I gave them ears that can hear. The ones I did not author will blame your boundary for their loss of control. Do not rescue their narrative from honesty. My child, your responsibility is to be kind, not to be captive. You can bless and end a call. You can love and say no. You can forgive and hold a line. Let me put a few more short, spirit-weighted sentences in your mouth. Tools you can carry into any room. I need to pause and pray before I respond. This is not the place for this conversation. I don't receive that. We disagree, and that must be okay. I'm unavailable for urgency that I did not create. I stand by my boundary. After any one of these, stop. Do not write footnotes to your clarity. And hear this with holy seriousness. This protocol is not a trend. It is a gate. When you obey here, I can move you there. Doors you could not open because your hands were full of arguments will swing when your hands are empty and lifted. Rooms you could not enter because your voice was trapped in small fights will welcome you when your voice becomes available for my assignments. Old voices will lose jurisdiction. Old triggers will lose their power. You will feel the floor of your life thicken, steadier, quieter, calmer, because you finally speak only what heaven authorizes. So, chosen one, practice with me now. Picture the next conversation that usually unravels you. See it approach. Pause. Pray. Ask for assignment. Choose either holy quiet or a short, clean sentence. Then disengage without guilt. Watch the wave rise and not wreck you. Watch the bait dangle and not move you. Watch how quickly peace returns when you do not run after your own name to rescue it. That returning is me, your defender, your teacher, your guard over your mouth. Say it with me and let it settle into your bones. My next level requires fewer words, cleaner boundaries, and obedience over explanation. I will not answer on command. I will speak only what heaven authorizes. I will hold my peace and watch God work. I will not turn my peace into evidence for an accusation. I am governed. I am guarded. I am guided. Now lift your chin. There is a next door waiting, and it is lighter than the rooms you've been leaving. Step with me through it. Keep your sentences small and your spirit large. Let your quiet be bright, not bitter. And as you walk, know this: your silence, when I assign it, is not the absence of love. It is love choosing the right place to speak. Listen to me now, my child. When you stop answering, I start speaking louder. Not because I was ever quiet, but because your silence turns down the static that used to drown me out. Watch the shift. You will notice it first in your atmosphere. Fewer confrontations that demand your energy. Fewer sudden fires you are expected to put out with your breath. Fewer rooms where your presence becomes a stage for someone else's accusation. You will find that some people stop calling, not because you failed them, but because your boundary made you useless for their manipulation. Do not mourn that. That is mercy. At the same time, unexpected peace will start settling in places that used to be feverish. You will drive to work without rehearsing arguments. You will eat dinner without revisiting the cross-examination in your head. Your sleep will deepen because the courtroom in your mind has finally closed for the night. You will see another shift: exposure. Manipulation prefers a duet. When you refuse your part, the performance collapses and the audience sees what is left standing. I will pull back curtains without you yanking on the ropes. I will allow the truth to surface without your play-by-play. You will hear, "I had a strange feeling about them," from mouths that once pressed you to explain yourself. You will notice new clarity in your spirit about who is safe. Not perfect people, but truthful ones. Not flawless histories, but honest patterns. And you will find a new ease in your no. It won't sting like it used to. It will land like a key turning in a lock, because you will finally trust that your safety is not negotiated with sentences. It is received from me. But hear me with tenderness and truth. The first days of your holy quiet may feel like withdrawal. Of course they do. You are detoxing from approval addiction. Your body has been trained to spike with adrenaline when a notification pings, to flood with cortisol when a tone sharpens, to chase a shaky sense of safety by sending 3 more paragraphs. When you stop, your fingers will twitch. Your chest may tighten. Your mind may loop through, "What if they think?" That discomfort is not a sign you are failing. It is a sign the poison is leaving. Not punishment, purification. Not abandonment, alignment. Breathe while it burns. Bless the ache and call it by its right name. Withdrawal from worshiping their opinion. I am not torturing you. I am untangling you. And because I love you, I will speak to a tactic the enemy will try one more time. He will send a provocation dressed like urgency. He will attempt a last loud knock, a dramatic message, a public nudge, "We need to talk now," from a voice that never stewarded your heart well when it had you on the line. My word for that moment is simple and sharp. Hold your tongue and hold your ground. Your restraint is warfare. Your hush is a hedge. Do not break your boundary to manage their anxiety. Do not burn your peace to prove your heart. If you can endure the next wave without answering, you will feel the tide turn. I will meet that silence with intervention. Understand this: my voice changes outcomes faster than your arguments. I can defend you in rooms where your feet have never walked. I can correct narratives at tables you were not invited to. I can shift the mood of a meeting, give a leader a check in the night, bring a stray email to light, surface a forgotten policy, and turn an accusation into an audit that clears your name. I can place your integrity in front of someone who matters at the exact moment it matters. I can make the truth feel heavy in the hands of those who have been light with it. I do not need your attendance to win your case. I am your defender, and I do not lose. You will witness practical signs of this defense. A person who loved to stir chaos will suddenly become obvious to others. Their patterns won't blend anymore. A supervisor's eyes will clear and they will say, "I misread that." A friend who believed gossip will circle back with their own conviction, not because you outlined your innocence, but because I pressed their conscience. An old receipt, a thread, a timestamp, a witness, details you could not orchestrate, will rise and speak. And you, my child, will be free to keep moving with purpose instead of sitting in hallways, arguing about your right to pass through. As these shifts unfold, do not be surprised when quiet opens doors, because you are not spending your breath defending yourself. Your voice will be available for assignments that fit your calling. Clarity will sharpen. You will sense, "Speak here," and your sentence will carry weight because it was not scattered on skirmishes. You will step into rooms that used to overwhelm you and notice the absence of tremble in your chest. You will feel it in your posture, taller, steadier, not braced for impact. And the people I have assigned to your life will adapt to the new climate you carry. They will not accuse your boundary of pride. They will thank you for the stability it brings. But stay with me in endurance. Some narratives shift quickly, others unwind slowly. Do not misread the pace as proof of my absence. Seeds germinate in silence before they break the soil. Trust the root work you cannot see. Keep the protocol. Keep your responses short and your prayers long. Keep your eyes out of the comment section of their opinions and your heart inside the sanctuary of my presence. Every day you refuse the bait, your discernment strengthens. Every day you honor the boundary, your spirit grows in governance. This is what sovereignty over your spirit feels like. Not control over everyone else, authority over yourself. I will mark this season with a sign you cannot manufacture: peace. Not momentary relief after a clever reply, but a settled calm that arrives without you winning an argument. It will come while the situation is still mid-process. It will meet you before the outcome is visible. You will notice it like a weighted blanket across your shoulders, like the hum of a well-tuned engine inside your chest. That peace will be your confirmation. It will say, "Heaven has taken the case. Stand still." When that peace rests, do not go fishing for reassurance from people who cannot give it. Let peace be your yes, your amen, your green light to stop speaking where I have assigned silence. And listen, before this message closes in prayer, prepare your heart for what I am about to release. You have asked me, is this truly you? Am I safe to hold my silence? In the prayer to come, I will press peace into the place that used to panic. That will be your sign. Not a flash in the sky, not applause from the crowd. Peace, the kind that does not make sense to your old reflexes, the kind that lets you walk past bait without flinching. Stay to the end. Let me lay my hand on your mouth and your heart. You will feel the shift. You will know, when I stopped answering, God started speaking louder, and what his voice accomplished, my arguments never could. Listen to me, my child. It's time to name the battle. Not in your head, not in vague language that keeps you safe from honesty. Out loud, in the open, as an act of worship and warfare. Go to the comments right now and write what is provoking you to defend yourself. Be specific. Name the relationship that keeps baiting you to explain. Name the workplace accusation that has you rehearsing paragraphs in the shower. Name the family misunderstanding that flares every holiday. Name the false label that sticks to your chest like a sticker someone else chose. Name the social media conflict that keeps luring you into the arena you said you were leaving. Do not say some people. Do not say a situation. Call it by its name and listen. This is not performance. This is spiritual leverage. When you name what's provoking you, you take its power away and place it under my authority. Shame dissolves in the light. Fog breaks when the sun hits it. Vagueness keeps you stuck because vagueness lets the lie keep changing shape. But clarity is a cage for the enemy. Clarity tells your soul, we're not negotiating with ghosts anymore. So write it. If it's your ex sending midnight messages that demand answers, write that. If it's a supervisor who misread your integrity, write that. If it's a parent who uses guilt to pull you back into explanations, write that. If it's an online thread where your name is tossed around like a toy, write that. No backstory, no defense, just the name of the battle. I know you feel the tremble in your fingers. That's the old reflex trying to edit you back into silence or explode you into oversharing. We are not doing either. We are doing holy clarity. You are not exposing private wounds to be trampled. You are identifying the doorway so I can place my blood on it. You are not handing ammunition to your accusers. You are disarming your own panic. Be as specific as wisdom allows, and no more. Clarity without exposure, light without spectacle. If a name or a title is too intimate, label the category workplace slander, co-parent pressure, church misunderstandings, online provocation, family guilt. But do not hide behind "it's complicated." Everything is complicated in the dark. Bring it to me in the light. Now, after you name it, I want you to add this sentence at the end of your comment as your public marker of obedience. I choose silence with peace. Type it exactly. This is not for applause. This is you planting a post in the ground. This is you saying to your own soul, we are switching courts. We will not argue on demand anymore. Your sentence becomes a stake. Heaven recognizes it. Your future will thank you for it. And don't only speak for yourself. Ministry moves in 2 directions today. After you comment, scroll and read at least 3 other comments. Do not spectate. Intercede. Pick one name, one battle, and pray one sentence in reply. Keep it clean and short, the way I've taught you. One sentence. Father, cover them with peace and give them holy quiet. Lord, defend their name and settle their heart. Jesus, close their mouth where you've assigned silence and open favor where you've assigned speech. You do not need to preach. You do not need to fix. You need to agree. Your agreement is a key that turns in another person's lock. Your one sentence may be the confirmation they begged me for this morning. This is how you step out of isolation and into family. This is how I turn a comment thread into an altar. Some of you are thinking, what if they think I'm weak? What if they message me? Remember what I've already told you. Seen does not equal owed. You are not required to explain your activation or defend your choice to practice peace. If someone tries to pull you back into debate under your comment, honor the protocol, pause, pray, ask, and either release one short sentence or disengage. Even here, your boundary is a blessing. Even here, your silence can be worship. I am orchestrating this gathering on purpose. You didn't stumble here. I summoned you. And I am doing something else while you type. I am breaking the agreement you made with panic. I am replacing it with agreement, with peace. You will feel it even now as you take this step. A loosening in your chest, a warmth across your shoulders. The courtroom in your mind gets quieter because you walked out into my sanctuary. This is what it looks like to place a provocation under my authority, by name, without drama. So move now. Stop scrolling. Write your battle. End with, I choose silence with peace. Then lift your eyes and choose 3 others. One sentence over each. Bless, don't debate. If all you can manage is to whisper their name and ask me to cover them, I receive that as intercession. If your hands are shaking, let them shake while you obey. The trembling does not disqualify you. It testifies that you are stepping out of an old pattern and into a new protocol. And when you are done, come back to me. Sit still. Breathe. I am about to do what you cannot do for yourself. I am about to lay my hand on your mouth and on your heart the way I promised. Now let's seal this with heaven's covering. Father, we come. We still our bodies and open our hands. Lay your hand on their mouth and on their heart the way you promised. Place a watch over their lips. Set a holy guard at the gate of their speech. Let every word be weighed by your wisdom or withheld by your peace. And place a watch over their thoughts. Bar the courtroom door in their mind and dismiss the jury of imagined opinions. Let the gavel of your presence drop with finality. case closed. You are their defender. I ask you now to wrap their emotions in your calm. Where adrenaline has been their shepherd, become their gentle governance. Slow the pulse that spikes at the ping, the tone, the provocative phrase. Let the stormy sea inside them feel your hand and settle at once. Father, teach their nervous system the sound of your voice and the taste of your peace. Train their body for quiet. Shoulders soft, jaw unlocked, breath steady. Let the reflex to over-explain lose its power in the light of your approval. Grant discernment, sharp, swift, loving discernment. Let them recognize bait the second it hits the water. Unmask accusation even when it arrives in soft tones. Expose manipulation even when it wears the language of care. Give them the ear that hears your nudge quickly. Speak here, be silent here, exit now, wait, bless and release. Let their conscience be tender but not gullible, compassionate but not captive. Give them the holy check in their chest when a conversation is a trap. Give them the green light in their spirit when a short sentence is enough. And grant them courage to obey your signal no matter the pressure of the room. Heal the root, Father. Go beneath the debates to the ache that keeps asking to be understood at any cost. Touch the childhood moment when they weren't believed and felt they had to build a case for their own heart. Touch the memory of betrayal that taught them to manage narratives so they wouldn't be abandoned again. Touch the season where saying nothing was punished and words became armor. Peel the stickers that stuck. Too much, too quiet, difficult, defensive. They were never skin. They never belonged to the name you wrote over them before they were formed. Restore their core. I am loved before I am understood. I am seen even when I am silent. I am safe even when I do not control the story. Bind up the fear of being misread. Break the agreement with panic. Lift off the weight of needing to be perfect so they won't be rejected. Replace it with certainty, an embrace so steady it feels like strength in their bones. Father, defend them. Enter the rooms they cannot enter. Stand at tables where their name is spoken and tilt the narrative toward truth. Restrain the eager tongue. Trouble the easy lie. Make deception heavy and honesty light. Let what needs exposure rise to the surface without their hands pulling on ropes. If there are documents, details, threads, timestamps, call them forth. If there are hearts you are convicting, press them kindly but firmly until confession flows. If there are leaders who need clarity, visit them by night and give them sight. And while you work, be their peace. No frantic refreshing, no hunting for updates. Just the confidence that the judge of all the earth does right, and that you do not lose cases. I ask for relocation into safety. Remove them from circles that feed on reaction. Release them from relationships that require self-betrayal to keep the peace. Plant them among truth-tellers, imperfect but honest, humble and teachable. Bring mentors who model clean boundaries and quiet courage. Surround them with people who do not mistake kindness for permission. For every voice they turn down, turn up a shepherded voice that strengthens their soul. For every door they close in obedience, open a door to rooms that honor what you are building. Not abandonment, architecture, not destruction, construction. Lay new foundations and call them good. Now, Father, set the protocol like a seal on their mouth and their heart. When provoked, let pause be their first obedience. When pressured, let prayer be their first response. When asked to explain beyond wisdom, give them clean sentences that carry weight. I won't discuss this. This is not the place. I disagree. I'm not available for urgency I did not create. And when you authorize silence, cloak them in it. Make their quiet bright, not bitter, protective, not punitive, worshipful, not withholding. Let their silence be a shield, their obedience be the pathway to breakthrough. I speak to the wound that fears, if I do not explain, I will be abandoned. Father, call it a lie and replace it with lineage. They are yours. You hold them. You are not walking away when they stop talking. You are walking ahead to prepare the path. I speak to the fear, if I do not control the narrative, I will be ruined. Break that idol gently. Place instead the banner. My name is safe in God's hands. I speak to the fear, if I am quiet, I am weak. Replace it with truth. Silence is sovereignty over my spirit. It is strength under assignment. Mark them with signs of your sealing. Let sleep return like a friend. Let their appetite for conflict diminish. Let their phone feel lighter because it is no longer a judge's bench. Let their home become a sanctuary. Let laughter show up without permission from outcomes. Let their creative voice, song, strategy, solution flow because it is no longer trapped in small arguments. Let favor find them because their words are now available for your purposes. By the authority of Jesus, I commission them now. Step into holy quiet where God assigns it. Speak only what heaven authorizes. Carry yourself with governance and grace. You are not weak for being quiet. You are wise. You are protected. You are chosen. Walk away in peace. Walk forward in purpose. Hold your boundary without bitterness and without apology. Your silence is your shield. Your obedience is your breakthrough. And the peace that rests on you now is not fragile. It is built on bedrock. Father, assign angels to their thresholds, home, workplace, inbox, the spaces where provocations love to knock. Let those gates be guarded. Let their yes be yes and their no be no, with no extra words to bribe acceptance. Keep them from the temptation to check how their boundary is being received. Keep them from rehearsing what they will say if asked again. Teach them to live unhooked. Govern their comings and goings. Guard their present, guard their reputation, guard their future. We seal this in the name that stills storms. Let your peace be the amen that settles everything the enemy tried to stir. Let your presence be the watch on their mouth and the weight on their heart. And let this be their testimony in the days to come. I held my peace, and God worked. Amen.